Exercise 5 asks, are all these means consistent? You have just collected data on the sales of different salespeople, and you wish to know if their performance is statistically similar on returns adjusted for sales volume. Use the Excel worksheet labeled Exercise 5 Entry Opper. Calculate the dollar return per $1,000 in sales. If you're using Minitab, conduct an analysis of means to determine if this new variable is similar for the different sales agents shown in the entry OPER column. If you're using BlueSky Statistics, use the Boxplot, and optionally, you can use an analysis of variance as well. We've loaded the information into a BlueSky worksheet, and what we need to do first is calculate the dollars return per $1,000 in sales. So here's the return amount sum, and here's the entry operator. And the reason you can't analyze that directly is because some entry operators have a much larger volumes of sales, so the returns would logically be larger as well. What we need to do is calculate this statistic, which is returns per 1,000. Under the variables menu, BlueSky has a compute option that'll let us do that. So if you calculate the compute option, like so, we create a new variable, returns per K, and it's equal to the return amount sum divided by revenue divided by 1,000. So revenues per return amounts per $1,000 in revenues, what that gives us. And it puts the results in returns per K. And now we have something suitable for analysis. So to begin, I started with an ANOVA, and probably should have just started with the Boxplot, but we'll do that after the ANOVA. So the dialog box for ANOVA, which by the way you find under analysis, means ANOVA 1 and 2 way. Simply put the variable returns per 1,000 into the target variable, and you set the factor variable as entry OPER. It's already a factor variable. And you ask BlueSky to do the analysis, and it does. So BlueSky's first analysis is a simple summary of returns per 1,000. So Andrea, they added her all up. Her average returns per 1,000 was 35. Brenda was 42, etc. So just a quick scan, it looks like Mike A is unusually high. And the ANOVA says there is a significant difference between operators, entry operators, and statistically significant as in highly significant, far less than 0.05. Next, BlueSky generates several other tables that are really not relevant for our problem, so I'm going to skip through them. For analysis of variance problems based on designed experiments, these have some relevance. These are pairwise comparisons, but they don't really mean anything to us here. At the bottom of this, we have a box plot. The box plot was generated by using the box plot routine in graphics. So if you go to graphics, box plot, you get this dialog box. For our data, we entered these inputs. So we had the variable to analyze, which is returned per 1,000. We had the factor variables, which is entry operator. And when we executed the dialog for this, BlueSky generated this graph. And this graph is very informative. It's pretty obvious from this that everyone is fairly similar with the exception of Deb, HOA, and Mike A. And Mike A is a real outlier. His mean and other statistics are far different from the rest of this group. And if you look back at the means plot or the means table, you'll see that he is an outlier. So we need to determine why Mike A is so much different than the rest, and maybe look at Deb, but pretty much the others are all in the expected range of output.